Oh gosh. Welcome back to the Conquerors Mentality. You have your host, Naya. Woo! I know you guys were doing it. It's fine. Oh my gosh, guys. Miss you so much. Come on. Bring it in. We need hugs. I'm a hugger. Ah, yeah. Oh, great. Yes, I missed you so much. It's been too long. And I hope we never have a break that long ever again. Obviously, we're one person down on the podcast, and Ave Maria has decided to go on a different route, and that's completely okay. She wants to focus on herself, and you might see her in an episode or two in the future, but for right now, it's just me and you. So get comfortable, get relaxed, because I have so much to catch y'all up on. When we last spoke, I was just beginning on this journey of trying to figure out who I was, healing, resting, recovering, and we were kind of on this journey together, figuring out how does one do that. Catch y'all up. I think I cracked the code, at least for me. So, in this time period, I have been meditating, really taking time for myself, being in solace and peace, silence, listen to my own voice, listen to the voice of God, honestly, and just trying to understand, where do I go from here? Who is Naya? And what is the woman that I would like to be in the future? Along with that, I created a list of activities that will get me there. And then I implemented them into my daily routines. And again, it's not like the 75 hard, okay? Because the 75 hard is just stressful, and yes, it's discipline, but it is overwhelming, especially if you have a regular 9 to 5. So I made my own. It is the woman I want to be challenge, and I have about 5 things on there. And in those 5 things, I focus on a physical, a mental, and an emotional trait to help me build my confidence in all of those areas. Whether it's exercise, whether it's meditation, or just prayer, taking a picture walk. So I made that a part of my regular routine. Love that. Oh my gosh, guys, I have so many amazing photos. Let me know if you ever want to see them of nature and of birds, and just really taking time to appreciate the world around me, because let's be honest, God individually made everything on this earth. And it's just amazing to take some time to appreciate it, because we pass it by all the time and don't even take a second glance. So it's been really fun to take that time. And also, it allows you to breathe, work on your breathing. That was my main thing, is working on my breathing and learning how to really manage my anxiety in a way that it wasn't controlling, or I was dependent on a substance or something. I was dependent on myself and God. Because at the end of the day, that's really all I got. So, that part. In addition to that, oh, what else has happened? Oh, I ran the Spartan race. Y'all, it didn't go as planned. I trained for 9 months for this Spartan race, y'all. And when we got there, we were so excited, very much ready. Let me start off with the story. First of all, my husband had to sign up for it 24 hours before the race happened, because the partner that I had dropped out, which is completely fine. But the fact that he signed up in 24 hours, so grateful, had a blast. And I'm so glad that he was my partner, because I don't think I would have made it as far as I did without his encouragement. Oh my gosh. So, have y'all ever done the Spartan race? So, it is a 5K, because I did the sprint, let's be honest. 5K with 20 obstacles. And what I didn't put into consideration was that everything was going to be majority uphill. First mistake. Because why everything had to be uphill? If everything was on flat land, I think I would have done pretty good. But going uphill, and it was like elevation crazy. And so as we're running through this and trying to motivate each other and go through all the obstacles, I quickly realized that we didn't eat anything before all of this. And so my stomach is actively hitting my back on a consistent basis beyond my own knowledge, okay? And so I am just fighting for dear life, trying to make it to the end of this race. We go to the part where it's like you have to dunk your head underneath the water. And my husband is very like cleanly. He likes to be clean. He likes to have his hands clean. He looked at this water. He said, "What do you mean we have to go underneath?" And I was like, We have to get underneath the barrier. So you have to dunk your head in." And he was like, "No, that's not happening." And I was like, "We have to. We actually have to." We finally dunk our head in. And then at that moment, I realized, y'all, I had to pull over to the side. I was like, I have nothing in my stomach. My stomach was like, yeah, giving up today. So he asked a random stranger to take a photo. And I am supposed to be in this photo. Please put photo here. I'm supposed to be in this photo. I'm actively puking about 2 feet to the left. And so at this point, I knew I was in real trouble, right? And so I'm trying to make it up this hill. I am going as fast as I can, which really is like probably a human crawl at this point. I am trying to go as best as I can, and then I kaput. I try to get air. The air just feels thicker. The sun feels hotter. I feel like I'm really there's no closer I can get to the sun other than standing on the sun. That's how I feel. There's no water, no oxygen. I'm like, I need help. Somebody help me. And the only way to get down this mountain is to walk down. At least that's what I'm thinking, right? So my husband decides that, okay, this is time where she needs encouragement. So he decides to, oh, okay, side note. My husband calls me Carl because sometimes I'll be spacing out a little bit. So he'd be like, and then he shortened it over the years and just named me Carl. So we're going up the hill and he's having everybody say, "Let's go, Carl! Let's go, Carl! Let's go, Carl!" And I have to tell y'all, it was quite motivating. Yeah. On that encouragement alone, I made it to the top of the hill. And as soon as I got to the top of the hill, people were going crazy, like, "Carl, let's go!" And I'm just like, you know how you're so tired you can't even laugh for real? So you get every other laugh out. Like you just that's where I was at. I just like I can't. So we made it to the top of the hill. And at this point, I must be on fumes because now my vision is going dark. I'm stumbling around. So he calls it quits, which I am so disappointed because I'm just like, I trained for 9 months to quit. And really, it wasn't even quitting. It was just like my body was just not prepared for this specific activity. I just went full force, like from 0 to 100 and not properly preparing. So, yes, I feel as if I failed that specific race, but what I did learn through this whole situation or this whole race experience is that sometimes you have to be better prepared for the situation that is presented to you or better prepared for the goal that you set in front of yourself. So I wasn't properly prepared for the Spartan race or that specific Spartan race. I may have been prepared for a Spartan race and maybe a flatland Spartan race, but I live in a very hilly area. So my brain should have been prepared for more of the hill experience. And so with that, I'm continuing to figure out how do I better prepare for my goals instead of just going full force. Yes, we are trying to make sure that we don't lean into the fear aspect of the goal, but we also have to prepare and there has to be a balance. And so talking about preparation, you guys can see our sound for the podcast is 100% better because we took time to prepare for this episode, to prepare for this season. And I'm so excited for you guys to see what we have planned because you know what? We're going all, that's a year long, but yes, to the end of the year. What? Ah! More me, more time. I know y'all was ready for it. Y'all excited. For this episode, we're going to be talking about changing in relationships. Mainly because obviously you guys see that my partnership has changed. And what does that mean for us and going forward? And how did that all play out? Because I know you guys saw the TikTok and y'all just really want to know the tea. So let's get into it. Me and Ave, yes, me and Ave came to this conclusion. I really saw the signs of her wanting to focus on herself and be on this different healing journey a few months prior. And so having open communication about the situation and how we were feeling and doing regular check-ins, I had a feeling that this would come to play. And so while when you do stuff with people, you try your best to make sure that everybody has a chance or equal opportunity to do the things, and you try to adjust and make it fit. And sometimes when you keep adjusting and it's still not working, you just got to take it as a sign that, hey, this is something that we might have to make a change for. And so just having that conversation and being transparent about it, we realized, okay, this is something we need to do. And it's not going to be bad. It's going to be a situation where we're going to get better as individuals. Conquer mentality is going to get better because it's going to get all of my focus where she had other things that were set aside that she had to put her focus on. And so you guys are going to get more content, better content from me because we are able to lock in truly. So, how does one know when it's time to change in a relationship? That's probably what you guys are wondering. How do you know the time? And I feel like sometimes with relationships, you can see it and people are just not honest in that time period. So, for example, I would see her struggling or I see her go through something and I'm like, call it out, but I'm not quite sure if it's connected to the podcast. I'm not quite sure if it's connected to this situation. I'm not quite sure if it's connected to this, that, and the third. And so I waited and I was patient. I was open and just allowing her the space to figure it out. Because sometimes, let's be honest, everybody wants things to happen on their time. And sometimes it's just not like that. People need time to figure it out on their own, just like you need time. When you tell somebody I need space or I need a second to think, other people do too. And so while you might come to a conclusion quicker than they do, it's okay. And they just still deserve the time to figure it out. And so that's what it is about partnerships is that you have to allow people to figure it out. Because just like the episode we made earlier about relationships not being stagnant, it's the same thing with partnerships too. You can't be stagnant in a partnership. Business, friendship, family, you can't be stagnant. And so you have to allow space for people to grow and to adjust. And so we are still friends. You will still see Ave in a few episodes here and there because she will miss y'all. I know she is. I know she's sick right now and wants to be right on this podcast with us. But sometimes timing is very important. And we had a really good conversation about timing. And not every relationship is in this season. There's sometimes where you're just going to have to leave a relationship because right now, the person that you need to be in this moment requires more of your attention. It requires more of your time, requires more of your patience. And the patience and the time and the effort that you have been giving someone else, you need to give to yourself. And that's also something that I have been learning in this period. I had for an individual, I am like a people pleaser. Not I am a people pleaser, trying to be reformed. And a lot of the effort that I was giving people throughout my lifetime was effort that I should have been giving to myself. And so now that I reflect and look back on those photos, I don't even recognize the person in those photos because that person Are you done? We have production now, y'all. Oh, I know. We grew up in this season. We got production now.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Production don't talk. Yeah. But no, and sometimes that effort you're being giving people, you need to give to yourself. Now, does that mean you go completely selfish? No. That doesn't mean that. You need to sit down and evaluate your relationships and the time that you're spending with those relationships. Is this a seasonal thing? Is this a forever thing? Is this a relationship that I can contribute to right now? These are all questions that you have to ask yourself and ask your friends. Also, I don't know if anybody has seen those things where it's like those check-ins with friends. I did that with my friends for 2 years in a row, and I think it's so helpful, especially if you have anxiety. So I have this thing where I always feel like I'm a bad friend because I don't do something, or I feel like I need to do more of something, or check up on them more, or any of those things, right? There was this thing on TikTok that I saw that it was like, hey, reach out to your friends and ask them, hey, what is the minimum amount of times that I need to reach out to you? Especially us being adults. What is the minimum amount of time that we need to have conversation, to check in or fellowship with one another? What are you expecting to get out of this friendship? How do I need to show up? And please let know that any of the things that you respond are not concrete for the year. You can reach out and say, hey, I need this to be adjusted. And to be honest, only one of my friends responded, but I was so grateful that she did, because in that response, she was like, hey, once a month. Because we were both in this transition of getting married and things like that. And so, your relationships change in situations like that, right? And so she was just like, okay, just reach out to me once a month. Okay, cool. And she's like, and we need to have one physical meeting, not just talking over the phone, texting, and things like that. We need to be in each other's vicinity, talk to each other, give each other hugs, fill our spirits with one another. I was like, okay, I can do that. And then after a year, she was like, I just want you to know you don't have to stick to the once a month. We can, if you need to, 2 weeks and meet again, do that. We don't have to be concrete. I was like, okay, perfect. But in that relationship, I have never questioned if I was a bad friend or not, just because we had that one conversation. And so I encourage y'all to do the same. Check in with your friends, especially right now, because this economy is crazy, the world is crazy, and so there is a lot of things going on, and people must fit. There's a lot of individuals that feel as if people aren't showing up for them, not realizing that they're actively going through something. And so they're used to the person not expressing themselves or talking about whatever they're going through. So they're thinking they're fine, and they're not. And they actually need your help. When it comes to relationships, it's almost more important to communicate in relationships than it is in your romantic relationships, because these are your buntenku, your besties, the people that hold you down. Yes, your romantic relationship holds you down, but let's be honest. You need a village. Like they say, it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to have a relationship. It takes a village to do really anything. It takes a village to become rich. Let's be honest. All of these influencers right now, they need y'all. Literally need y'all for the community. So it takes a village. And people who say I did it by myself, no, you didn't. Because somebody had to buy your product. Somebody had to buy into who you are as an individual. They had to buy in. They had to believe in you. So yes, you didn't do it by yourself, because others had to be a part of it. So, with that being said, take this time while we're going through this struggle, while we're all trying to figure out what's going on and all of this. Take that time to really work on your communication with your relationships. Take this time to build the relationships that you are strong, that you want to invest into, even through the hard times, because that's really when the relationship is built. I think you should be very open to change when it comes to relationship. People who say, this is my bestie and we ain't never gonna change. Like, I don't think y'all understand. Relationships change. This might be my bestie from first to fifth grade, but now we hit middle school. We a different person. Or now I have a child now and my best friend doesn't. That's a different relationship. And sometimes the relationships have to change. Now I have to make mom friends because she doesn't understand what I'm going through right now. And not to say she doesn't love me or doesn't care, but right now I need somebody different. And she has to love me enough to allow somebody else to step in to help me right now. That's why I think y'all not ready for those conversations. Like, how can I support my friend by stepping back? How can I support my friend by doing something that's selfless instead of selfish? Yes, everybody wants to be that main person. I did this for you. I want to be acknowledged on every stage above the sun. But what if you don't get that acknowledgement? What if they don't acknowledge the things that you do? Because honestly, maybe they don't even need it. Are you doing things that you want? Or are you doing things that your friends actually need? I had to learn that one the hard way too. So if you right there with me, completely understand. If you're a people pleaser, you always operate in the mindset of I'm gonna go above and beyond because this is what I would want. Sometimes the people don't actually want it. Sorry to tell you. You're doing extra work for nothing. I hate to tell you that. I really do. But like sometimes what you were looking for is just it's the same thing with love languages, right? You have a love language. Everybody has their own love language. Everybody operates on their own love language. So if your love language is gift giving, you also gift other people because that's your love language, right? But let's say I'm your friend and my love language is quality time. You're giving me gifts. I think this is like petty. Like, why wouldn't you just spend time with me? Why do you think I'm so materialistic that you're going to buy a gift? Now you see how the relationship changes and you're just trying to show love and the other person is just not receiving the love. We need to operate differently. We need to acknowledge, we need to take time to figure out the relationships that we would like to invest in and invest in them heavy, selflessly, because that's honestly the only way it's going to work. So the same thing with our partnership, selflessly. This is something Ave needs right now. And it's something that Conquerors Mentality is something that I personally need. So selflessly, we'll take the partnership separate. But our relationship is still as strong, maybe even stronger because we had this conversation. But that's what I'm saying. Without communication, without selflessness, the relationship cannot continue. So take the time to evaluate and really take the time to see who are you spending time with that are making you light, encouraging you. You leave their presence feeling stronger and better than ever. Or who are the individuals that you are dog tired after? You hang out with them and you're just like, oh my God, I'm so glad that I'm home. Oh my God, that was so much. You know what I'm saying? So really evaluate. Take some time to think through those. Okay, guys, we are starting a new segment called Not My Ministry. Not My Ministry are the things that us as people pleasers or people who have anxiety or depression, we're relinquishing from our lives. Okay, because it's no longer a part of our ministry. It's not something that we're serving. It's not something that we are providing. It's not something that we're trying to spread or be a part of who we are anymore as we become the women that we have always desired to be. Not my ministry. What is not my ministry this month? The thing that I'm relinquishing, or not this month, but this week, the thing that I'm relinquishing is having to prove to people who I am. And especially the people who are supposed to know me. I know as people pleasers, sometimes we feel as if we have to prove that we're worthy of being in the spaces of people that are supposed to love us. And so we're constantly trying to show up. We're trying to show them that we care and we love, and we're doing this out of fear of rejection and that they won't show up, a fear of not being accepted. And so I'm letting that go, because you know what? The people that are supposed to be with me or for me will be around whether I make a mistake or not. I do not have to prove anything other than to myself. Everybody else, I'm not trying to please. The only person I'm trying to please is God. And He's not here, like physically. So, in that case, I'm letting it go. I'm not trying to prove anything. I've hit all the accolades that I would like to hit. Doesn't mean I don't have any goals. I have plenty of goals left. But I don't care if anybody knows if I hit them or not. It's a celebration for myself. It's all about pleasing myself, pleasing God. And that's it. As long as I'm doing that, I should be in line. And I might fall from grace. I might make mistakes, but I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep pushing, because you know what? I woke up and I realized I am that girl. I am her. And there's nobody who could tell me anything different. No one could tell you anything different. Let me tell you, you are her. If you forgot, because one person took that away from you, and now you're spending 5 or 6 years bouncing back. So, in response to what is not my ministry, what I am now choosing, I am choosing peace. I am choosing understanding. I am choosing boundaries, because Jesus had boundaries. That's what I have to keep telling myself. And I'm choosing to love myself in every which way form, whether it's physically, whether it's emotionally, whether it is just whatever I'm going through. I'm just going to love myself the way I love others. I'm going to show up for myself the way I show up for others. And shoot, if I miss a thing or two for somebody else, I hope they understand, because right now it's a time for me. Like, I gave y'all 28 years of the best version of Naya. Like, it's my time now. Not selfishly, just strategically. So I challenge you this week to show up for yourself the way you show up for others. And please, if you have anything that you would like to share, please leave it in the comments. Send me an email, send me a DM, shoot, let me know. Tell me how you showing up, because maybe I am neglecting some areas too. Again, we're learning all together. So show up for yourself, because you deserve it. You've done so much. You're amazing. Do it. Why not? You got the tools. You're capable. You have always been capable. You were stopping yourself because you're afraid. You're waiting for somebody else. Don't wait. Do it. You got this. And in closing, I hope you guys really enjoyed this message talking about relationships and talking about how you should show up for yourself, because relationships are bigger than just the people that are around you, the romantic relationships that are presented in front of you. It is also the relationship with yourself and with God. So I hope you guys are taking the time to focus on all of your relationships equally. They all need your attention. And so I hope you were able to take something away from this. If it's just a snippet, a second, please tell a friend that they need Conquerors Mentality, that they need to be in this space. And so I really hope to see y'all next week. I'm so excited to be back. Oh, guys, feels good. The seat feels warm. I'm so excited. So, see y'all next time. Love y'all. Bye, friends.